Hello there, and welcome to today's live. I want to focus on heart healing, healing broken hearts, healing broken wounds, finding ourselves again. So, those of us that are hurting in the heart space, I want you to take a moment and focus on that. I want us to remove any heavy energy that might be stored in the heart chakra and kind of figure out how to heal using crystals, using Reiki. I did a card pull for today's session, and the card I have is discipline and time. And that's the biggest thing for those of us going through heartache, those of us that are longing, those of us that might feel lost. I'm going to begin with a bit of Reiki and talking about relationships, talking about broken hearts. And even if it's not from a relationship, it could be grief, it can be loss, it can be losing a loved one from physical to non-physical. And I think a lot of the pain that we feel when we're going through grief of any sort, it is that love that we shared with that person, right? The love of who we thought they were, the love of who they were. So I want you to take a moment. I want you to take a deep breath in and slowly exhale. I want this to be a safe space for you to kind of find yourself back to center. Allow this as a place of calm, of peace, of tranquility. And I've done a few lives late last year, and some people have asked for a heart healing. Thank you, Joshua. So for those going through any sort of heartache, a breakup, a loss of a loved one in some way, I'd like for you to rub your hands together, feel the warmth, and imagine an orb of light in your hands. And I want you to place that into the heart space. I want you to place your hands on your heart. And those going through a breakup, there are incantations you can say, there are affirmations you can say, and a powerful one I try to do every night and every morning is, I call my power back from those that no longer serve me. I want you to feel a rush of light flowing into the heart space, flowing through you. I want you to take a deep breath now and slowly exhale, letting go any pain, any hurt, any heaviness. And for those of you feeling loss of a loved one through grief, just placing your hands on your heart in the same way and just sitting with that for now. You can keep your eyes open or closed, and I want you to feel the love that they once shared with you. And I want you to recognize the love that you shared with anyone, that you felt for anyone. That is love that comes from within. That is love that you feel, that your body generates, that your energy creates, and that love is still there. And something I've been working on is self-love, right? What do we accept in our life? Who do we accept in our life? Take another deep breath in and slowly exhale. In some cases, and this is the hard thing, because when we do love someone, we want to kind of provide for them, sacrifice ourselves a bit for them. But at the end of the day, we have to make sure that we are loving ourselves more than anyone else in this world. We have to put ourselves first. Once you love yourself the way that a best friend would love you, I think that would prevent or help keep negativity, narcissism, people unaligned away. Thank you for the gift. Thank you, Danielle. Just gonna do a bit more pulling. Just checking the chat. Let me know how you're all feeling today. It's been busy for me, so I haven't been able to fully go live as much as I'd like. Take a deep breath in and slowly exhale. Oh, sorry, working on the chat. Hey Melissa. Thank you guys for the gifts and the likes and the shares. Thank you, Joshua. I'm glad you've been amazing. That's really good. Thank you. Yeah, it's been busy the last 5 weeks or so. Every day I'm like, I need to go live, and it just, between work and life. Even today I was kind of like, I don't know if I have it in me, but I'm like, I need to do something. And I think going back to the card pull is like discipline, right? They've been rough. They've been a rough few weeks. Hitting walls. I get that. But yeah, having that discipline, right? Because I've been listening to, they're not the best things to listen to, but sometimes I need those like motivation podcasts or those motivation YouTube videos just telling you to get up and do it. And the thing that I learned the most is that once you have daily habits, once you have daily discipline, that's what you can always fall back on. Everything else can fall away, but once you have those daily things that you do. Thank you, Misty. And then I don't know what's happening with TikTok, but if everyone follows, I post stuff on YouTube. So if you follow Alchemy by Ken, that's where I have all of my Reiki videos from the last few years up. And this one and another one I need to post soon. But today we're focusing on healing the heart, but also, even if you're not healing the heart, notice where in the body you might be feeling the sensations, right? This energy goes where it needs to, it heals what it needs to. My ultimate goal, just as me as a person, is to try and create a pocket and space of peace and calm, tranquility. A safe space for us to feel a safe space for us to feel whatever emotions come up. So those of you that might find yourselves crying, laughing, just feeling all sorts of emotions, that is normal. Hello, Monet. You can do a bit more pulling, then dive into a bit of crystal healing, maybe a meditation as well. Take a deep breath in and exhale the things that no longer serve you. Exhale the stress, the anxiety, the pain, the suffering. Hey, Leftover Pizza, how are you? I missed you all. Take a deep breath in again and slowly exhale. And sometimes in one of the breathwork classes I've taken, literally just breathing in and sighing, a deep sigh helps de-stress the body. Allow any heaviness to fade away, to drift away. And I am working on something. I worked with a client a few weeks ago, and so what I do here is Reiki, and a lot of people are kind of upset that there's a lot of gatekeeping around spirituality and learning spiritual practices. And so I want to create something that's easy and tangible, because I feel like all the spiritual practices lead into one core concept, and that is tapping into this universal life force energy and utilizing it to help you. Yep, sighing helps. Sighing is a way of just letting it all go. It's a body's natural response. It's kind of like an emotional management system. That's something I want to work on in the new year, learning more breathwork techniques and kind of bringing that out to people. But yeah, if you follow me on YouTube, I want to think a bit more, meditate a bit more on the system I'm creating, something free. That others can utilize, learn how to tap into the energy. What made me get into this practice, and truly, it was heartbreak, right? I went through a really bad breakup. You think the forever person is your forever person, and then they're not. And then I was very codependent, and everything I was building around me was for a life for both of us, right? And there was a lot of stress involved with that, but the love of me kept pushing. The love of that person kept forcing me to go on, to move on, to just kind of suppress all of that stress, all the anxiety that I feel. And then when they left, it kind of shattered, right? You're like, what's the point anymore? What's the purpose anymore? And so after that, from everything I've encountered, I developed something called CPTSD, complex PTSD. And it's when a bunch of little stresses eventually begin to add up, and it does wreck the brain, it wrecks the mind. I lost control of my mind. I just was in this very lethargic state. I couldn't work. I couldn't feel like myself anymore. I couldn't sleep. And so I was trying everything, right? And that led me down a few rabbit holes on YouTube, learning affirmations, learning mindfulness. And then I saw a course that was on sale for Reiki, and I'm like, I'll give it a shot. And originally, all of this that I've learned, everything I've accumulated, was just for me to try and feel like myself again. I couldn't handle stress. I'd shut down. I couldn't handle anything. I'd just break down, and I still feel that way at time to time. I've chosen to put myself in complex situations still, and I could see I'm a bit more resilient. But it took time, right? And so for about a year, I'd practice it on myself, work on it for myself. And then over time, when I joined TikTok, I saw other people doing Reiki, and then I was like, maybe I could help others. Maybe it's time I can help others. And that's what led me here. And then I did stop for a while, because the thing with spirituality, or the perception of spirituality, some people are very hateful and spiteful, and that's something I can't handle or tolerate. It creates a stress. It just creates this loop of maybe I'm doing something wrong. So I stopped for a few years. But I know in my heart this is something I want to do as a career. It's in my human design, right? I want to help people. I want to give people. And I've also learned I was an empath, so people naturally want to tell me all of their problems. They want to trauma dump, and I'd always create space. The thing is, I'd absorb all of that energy, right? You take in other people's stories and you feel their pain, you feel their suffering, and then you hold that within you unless you learn how to release it. And so with Reiki, I've learned I'm able to utilize a different energy that is not my own. It's an energy that's around us, right? It surrounds us. It comes from the earth, it comes from the stars. Kind of like the Force in Star Wars, right? It's around us, it's within us, it's through us. And then I learned how to kind of put a separation. I still want to hear people's stories. I still want to hear what's ailing you. I still want to hear what's hurting you. I still want to create space. I want to be that place to create space. But also, you don't want to absorb so much that it's just weighing you down. What's pranic? I'm not sure. Sorry, Billy, was this something that I said before? What's pranic? I'm thinking of prana. Pranic healing. This I'm not sure. I'm imagining it kind of being like prana healing, which is similar to Reiki, I would think. But that I would have to do a bit more research on it. Because my main studies have been Reiki, meditation, and Karo Incan shamanism. And same thing, I learned shamanism and forced myself to learn shamanism because that was the one time I learned how to heal myself more deeply, how to heal through the past traumas. Thank you, Danielle. Hey, Marianne, how are you? But yeah, I want to create a healing modality that I want to call flow, where it taps into the energy. With Reiki, is there a tuning? Yes, with Reiki, with traditional Reiki, there is an attunement. And so there are 3 different attunements. One, which is level 1, where you heal yourself. Level 2 is where you can start working with other people. And level 3 is where you learn how to teach other people. And you learn a mastery symbol. And I have a friend that's, I need to work on a course for them. They want to learn mastery because they want to start teaching people. It's just that mine's is different. The class I took taught a lot of distance healing, but also physical healing, but I prefer distance healing. Distance healing allows me to kind of step into every space, everywhere. By definition, yes, I have the mastery certification, but what I've been learning is that we're always students, right? We're always learning, we're always developing, and once you learn a modality, it evolves over time, and we each take a different step towards it. But me, I don't know if I can handle the title of like the master rank in it. Because I've seen other people that are more powerful. Is it? Yes, so level 2 Reiki is attunement to the different Reiki symbols. And they're for power, they're for energy, they're for healing. Because when I think of master, I think of kind of like the Buddhist monks, right? Those that have mastered their emotions, those that have fully master who they are. But for me, I 100% feel human. When I'm not doing this, yeah, things can upset me, things can get me mad. Sometimes we have to yell, sometimes we have to shout, sometimes we have to utilize all the emotions in the human body. And yeah, through Reiki and meditation, I've learned a lot more control. But we are human, we make mistakes. We have our tolerances, we have our limits. Yes, I do try and repost my lives. I just haven't been live in a while, but this one I am going to post for everyone. And then I'm hoping to do a few more. Anyone here, if you look up on YouTube, Alchemy by Ken, that's where I've been posting all of my Reiki videos from the last few years. Just because I don't know what's gonna happen with TikTok, right? Take a deep breath in and slowly exhale. Because I'm not looking to see. Okay, I'll try and post it later. If not this week, I am gonna post it. But I also want to try and go live a bit more often. Life was very hectic through the month of December. It's still hectic, but I'm working on my own disciplines, my own habits. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, let's see, what did I pick today? It's called Pathway of Presence. It's a hand, pan, and cello mix by El Beso del Arbol. Alright. I'm gonna stop with the pulling and I'm gonna start using a few crystals. And then yeah, if anyone can't find me on YouTube, just write a message on any of my old videos and I'll try and post something on that soon because I want to try and get as many people over there. Let me just check something. I'm going to be using, oh, sorry. trying to follow you back, Washu. I'm using rose quartz. And so this is good for a lot of self-healing, self-love. And I think it's important. We love ourselves, right? And it's hard. And we think we have to find a relationship to kind of make us whole. Thank you, Blessed. And yes, Washu, yes, that's exactly it. Alchemy by Ken. And so you'll find a ton of stuff up there. I have old heart healing videos as well. If it's abusive anime content, I think it's time to step away. If it's physically abusive, it's time to step away from that relationship. That should be a non-negotiable. And I know I can say words here and it can be harder than it is, but if you're physically hurt, I think it's time to step away. Find your support group to help you step away. Find the people closest to you, let them know what's been going on, and tell them you need help. Because I found myself in relationships where I stayed for too long, and maybe it wasn't physical, but a lot of mental taxation on life. Let's just check this here. Thank you for subscribing. Yeah, over there I'm gonna try and post more content. I see, been watching this anime called Full Metal Alchemist, and it teaches some of what you do. I've seen both Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Very great story, very amazing story. I like it because it focuses on energy, right? We can take energy from somewhere, we can distribute it elsewhere. The difference is I use crystals, which I guess they kind of do in the show. They seek the Philosopher's Stone to amplify energy. And I found with crystals have their own energy, or even if we remove spirituality from it, the psychology of it is that if I tell you this is going to help with something, for some of us it will. Because that's the thing that we need, right? So if I'm like, rose quartz helps heal self-love. It helps you find love within. It helps heal the heart. We're going to start to believe that, and that's going to start going into effect. That's why some people use like affirmations on their water. So if you're struggling through something and need to work on something, pour yourself a cup of water and whisper to it, help me heal, help me let go of what no longer serves me. Thank you, Handful of Daisies. Thank you for the gifts. I'm gonna use some howlite, and so this is supposed to be some healing from trauma, healing from heaviness of the heart. And then for anime content, another really good show that I've watched was Free Rem. I think it's Journey Beyond. That one's a very fun series. So those of you still hanging out, placing your hands on your heart space and feeling energy flowing through it. I highly recommend it. It's kind of cozy, and then there are moments of action that are just absolutely amazing. I resonate with some of the characters because I feel like I've learned things like Reiki and shamanism, and I'm just craving more. I want to learn more. So like my goal for this year is to learn and start practicing breath work. Just because I've learned kind of spiritual energy, but I want to take it back and learn how can we heal just using the human body and what the human body is capable of? What calming centers are in the body? Because not everyone aligns with spiritual energy or Reiki or shamanism. And I think something like breath work, learning how to breathe, learning how to control the breath and utilizing that to control or help aid a lot of the emotional responses that we feel are important. Take a deep breath in and slowly exhale. In Reiki, yes, both in Reiki and shamanism, chakras are involved. And so it focuses on the 7 different centers. So the base of your spine is the root chakra, where you feel connected, where you feel safe. Yeah, for blessed. Yeah, if you take like deep breaths, it helps, because as long as you're not like operating heavy machinery or you're somewhere calm and peaceful, it helps you disconnect from the story that's running in your mind. And so that is something I do as well. So I'll try to breathe deep into the stomach and from the mouth. So just and keep doing that for a few minutes. I normally do it laying down, placing a hand on the heart if I want to. And then I took a yoga class, and she focused on placing one hand on the heart and one hand just above the belly button and just alternating breaths. So for like a minute, you would breathe into the stomach, breathing into the belly. And then when you're done, you'd focus just breathing into the chest. Yes, going over the chakras, just below the belly button is the sacral chakra. And so that is our creativity. That is our passion. That is our sensuality, right? Above the belly button is our solar plexus. And that is the seat of our power and strength. And so when you feel maybe a bit weaker, when you feel like you're not 100% yourself, same thing, placing a hand just above the belly button and saying, I call my power back from those that no longer serve me. And you can do this with any of the chakras. You're good, blessed. As I explain these, let me know if you have any questions and I could try and deep dive. One of my goals as well is to do a deeper dive into the chakra systems based on like the ancient like Hindu texts and learn as much as possible. Next is the heart space, right? That is where we feel love. That is where we feel love for others, where we feel love for ourselves. And it's important to find those things. I'm going to use some blue lace agate to heal through any physical or mental traumas you might have been experiencing. So if you feel brokenhearted, if you feel lost in the heart space, same thing, placing your hand there and calling your power back, calling your strength back. That is your love. And next we have the throat chakra. That's the power of our voice. And with our voice, I think, we're able to cast our spells, to cast our magic, to communicate with others. So if you feel you're not being heard or people aren't listening, focusing on just placing a hand on the throat, feeling energy flowing through it, calling the power of your voice back. And we can utilize different energy sources as well. We can use sunlight, we can use earth energy. You could ask, as you're drinking water, asking the water to help infuse this chakra with more strength, more power. Next is the third eye. And so this is an activation. For me, I always resonated with it being the mind, a place where we feel stress, a place where we feel anxiety. But once we let go of all that stress and anxiety, we're able to tap into more psychic spaces, more spiritual spaces. And then the top one is the crown chakra. And so that's just your deeper connection to everything spiritual, everything outside of the body, the soul, the stars, whatever's beyond this world. There is mention of an 8th chakra. I think it's called the sea soul chakra or the star soul chakra, and that exists just above the head here. And so what I've learned in shamanism is opening that chakra up around us. I'm going to show you really quickly. So what we do in shamanism, it's known as opening the Viracocha. And so we place our hands kind of together like this, kind of stretching all the way up and turning your hands outwards and just pulling that down around you and then coming back to center, kind of sweeping the entire body. And you do that as many times as you need to feel aligned, to feel protected, to feel centered. My mentor taught me maybe once every 4 hours or whenever you feel need to, that's something you can do to open space, to open sacred space around you. So let me know if that helps with some of the chakra systems. I'm in a weird place where like I want to deep dive more into the chakras, but also I want to, when I'm creating a new healing modality, I want something that isn't so complex with so much to learn. For me, I want to create something where it's solely about tapping into that life force energy. I already asked this, but I'm not sure related to any chakra. It could be solar plexus. I'm trying to see. Because what happens is like whenever we're sick, there's the word disease, and shamanism and other spiritual practices, they call it dis-ease, where there might be a misalignment that can be causing it. And a lot of times it can be happening through life events that have happened that have created stress. That stress compounds within the body and then creates these reactions and these responses. It's sort of like a purging, like the body wants to get rid of things. I still recommend seeing like doctors and to kind of navigate it a bit more. What are the best ways to tap into this chakra through the body? Are you talking about the 8th chakra? Honestly, the best way is that, like opening it up around you, opening the 8th chakra up, and just kind of sitting there for a minute with it and sensing how it feels. Because what you do is you open a healing bubble around yourself. And so it's supposed to work a lot like Reiki, where it is just a healing force, and it's supposed to push out much of the negative energy that might be coming towards you, and then allow healing for you personally. I'm going to use a piece of black tourmaline for grounding and protection. I see your questions. Give me a second. Let's see. If you have body pains in those areas, how do you know if it's chakra related or not? I feel like, so in ways it's all chakra related, but it can be because it's being affected by external influences or internal influences. Also, like as like viruses work their way through the body, that can affect the chakra system, right? So like you catch a cold, you're kind of stuffy, it's harder to talk. And so that's affecting the throat chakra. So a lot of times, I don't know, I've seen like the best medicines can, depending on the situation, it is having like a cleaner, healthier diet, taking whatever vitamins you need to kind of help alleviate things. And then kind of tapping into Reiki in your own way. So like placing your hands on the parts of the body that might be painful right now, right? How do you clean your stone? It depends which stone that you're cleaning. If you mean like just cleansing it, there are different ways you can do it. I would research it first, because things like, I have like selenite that I use often. If you put this in water, it just dissolves. Something like selenite you don't have to clean, but something like this I can use. I can use water, I can use my intentions. When I say intention, like imagining sunlight, imagining light energy flowing through the body, and just kind of rubbing it in your hands. Yeah, tiger eye, you can wash it. So if you feel like it's picked up too much energy, you can wash it. Or sometimes, like I like this one, this selenite, because this is supposed to cleanse and charge them. So literally just putting your stone and leaving them for some time on it is supposed to help recharge them. Some people leave it out in the moonlight. There's a million different ways to do it. It just comes down to what you feel is the best way for you to cleanse it. In shamanism, we use breath a lot. So literally saying like, I'm going to cleanse energy from this stone and just blowing onto it. That way, your own breath, your own words, your own energy flows into it. You can ask for it to recharge that way. And I think that's why I want to create my own energy healing modality, just because there's a lot of rules already out there, but also there should be a simplicity to it. I want to create something where you can tap into the energy and just utilize the energy traveling through the body, traveling through the hands, and then using that on whatever you're working with. In shamanism, if we're working on something like a trauma or some heavy stress, sometimes we imagine the healing energy flowing through the entire body, traveling through the feet, traveling from above through the head, and imagine it pushing all of that stress, whatever that is that you're working on. You blow it into the crystal and ask the crystal to help you heal through it. Normally they want a shaman to kind of help you do that and have the shaman bless it, but I don't see any problem. I don't see any reason why not. Us on our own can't do something like that, you know? A lot of the spiritual practices were just downloaded, were meditated on, and I think each of us have our own ability to tap into this energy. And even if it's not a crystal, like literally the clothes that you're wearing, just whispering to it, asking it to help protect you, to shield you, to guide you, to kind of become your armor. All right, let's see. I'm gonna use, sorry, my mind's all over the place right now. I'm gonna use a piece of obsidian now to cleanse through your energy fields and create a shield around you. And for those of you that are, my primary focus for this live was healing the heart space. For those of you that are still hanging out, I'd like for you to imagine sitting in a place of nature. It could be an open field, it can be a forest, a waterfall, a lake, a mountain. I want you to imagine yourself there. I want you to imagine your heart in your hands. And if there's any heaviness, any dust, any density that's on it, brushing any heaviness off. I want you to feel sunlight flowing through your hands and flowing into the heart space, removing any of the old stories, removing any of the old things that no longer serve us. I want you to feel that flowing through the heart, removing any debris, any old stories that no longer serve you. Once you've cleared through that heavy energy, I want you to place the heart back into you, feeling the light energy flowing through the body, reconnecting to who you are. I'm gonna use some selenite, and then after I'm gonna do a bit of sound clearing, which is a bit more abrasive, but I do know that it helps people just come back to center afterwards. I'm going to use some selenite to kind of charge up each of the chakras in the heart space right now. I want to thank you all for hanging out. Thank you for asking all the questions you do. And I hope my answers help kind of point you in the direction you're seeking. Some people can. I cannot. My girlfriend can see energies. It is just about like focusing in a certain way. So with her physical eyes, she can see different energies. For me, I can do it, but it's in a different way. I have to go into a meditative state and kind of tap into the spiritual body before I can see those energies or feel those energies. So that's the thing too, like there's a lot of spirituality, but we all operate in different ways, right? The body is a device, the body works in different ways. So for me, I have to like close my eyes, focus on the person, visualize them standing before me, and then slowly tap into each chakra, tap into each energy center. It's a bit more work for me, but in the work that I do, it does help sensing those energies. It's just that, yeah, some people can just look at you and immediately see the aura around you. And sure, maybe I can practice a bit more. I haven't been practicing as much, but I think the more you practice, the more we're able to let go of the parts of the brain that hold us back. I think we're capable of doing these things. And so what I mean by that is we have in our brain the prefrontal cortex, and that's the like working mind, constantly working on stuff, processing things, thinking about things, thinking about thinking about things, and that kind of slows us down, that kind of puts a block. And so for me, I have to be in that place where I've let go of everything entirely. I'm not really thinking as much, and I'm just focusing on the person I'm working with before me. And then from there, yeah, I can see and sense different things, different spirit guides, spirit animals, chakras that need to be worked on. All right. So anyone still here? I'm going to do some sound clearing, and so these are a bit louder. I'm going to be using some bells, and then I'm going to use a rattle. I'll show you the bells. So a spirit animal it's a type of, I'm trying to think the best way to explain it. It's a type of animal that is there to help us heal through something that we're specifically going through in the moment. So if you're like walking around and certain animals keep popping up, I think that's a type of animal that's trying to guide you. Or in your sleep, if you dream of animals, they're trying to help guide you through your healing process. Whereas in shamanism, there's something known as a power animal, where that's an energy connected deeply with yours that's meant to be there throughout your lifetime to help you, guide you, to help heal you. Let me know if that helps. All right, I'm gonna use the bells to clear through each of the chakras for a minute or two, and then I'll use the rattle. I want you to take a deep breath in and slowly exhale. I want you to scan the body and see how you feel after the Reiki, after the bells. What are the differences? Where feels lighter in the body? Give me a second, anime content. I'm gonna do the rattle, and then I could look it up and see what it might mean. And I'll talk a bit more about angel numbers as well. So I'm gonna use my rattle to kind of the same thing, clear through the energy system, clear through the chakras, and kind of help bring you back to center. me know how you're all feeling. For anime content, I am going to search that number and see. Sometimes online has different meanings for it. For me, whenever I see angel numbers, it depends. Sometimes it is like, what were you thinking about when you saw the number? Maybe it's like a nod from the universe, being like, hey, we're here with you. Yeah, it says, encourages you to put your ideas into action. Trust yourself and your inner promptings and begin that new venture or project. During that time you were seeing them, did you feel like there was something you wanted to work on, something you wanted to do, and maybe you started doing it, and that could be why the numbers stopped showing up? For me, I see different numbers. Sometimes I'll see like triple digits. Sometimes the number 17 used to pop up a lot for me. I'm glad I'm much lighter and calm. Yeah, I do. It's tough because the Reiki, I feel like, helps put you in this place of calm, but the bells kind of help recharge, and the rattle helps recharge. Is there any crystal I can use to help ease my nausea? I'm gonna look that up for you really quickly, just because off the top of my head I don't remember. There's something known as Kambaba Jasper. That should be able to help. Let me see if there's other ones. Lapis lazuli. So that's kind of a blue crystal. Yellow jasper. Unakite. Emerald. Citrine. Let's see. Tiger's eye can be good for it as well, and clear quartz. Yeah, maybe it was about the change that you were going through. Change needed to happen is what I think was pushing you towards it. But same thing, if you start noticing any other numbers, and it doesn't have to be consecutive numbers, that I would look it up and see, what does it mean spiritually? What messages is it trying to send me? You've been sick and trying to fight off a cold for a week, so I'm sorry about that. Yeah, some rest. Hopefully some rest helps. I hope you feel better soon. All right, everyone, I am gonna step away. I'm hoping tomorrow to go live again. But for now, once I get time, I'm gonna post this live up for everyone to see and take a look at. Sorry, I'm in like deep spiritual place. I'm like all over the place. But yeah, I'm hoping the next few weeks to try and go live a bit more each day. I wanted to do some card readings today, but I've run out of time. But I'm happier just doing the session, hoping that this helps guide you all and answer some of the questions you might have been having. I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you for being such a supportive community. I really appreciate all of you. It's been helping me kind of find my own courage to come back and do a bit more stuff out here. And I'm hoping to get my life together a bit more and start creating more content. I love you all. Feel free if you have any further questions though, spiritual or anything, on any of my videos, just drop a comment and I can try and create something around that for everyone. All right, everyone, you have a great day. Stay awesome. Remember, you guys got this. Feel better for everyone that might be feeling under the weather right now.